Hello and welcome back to my Pokemon Fire Red normal pure type. In the last episode, we defeated Sabrina at the Saffron City Gym and then defeated the Fighting Dojo as well. And now we are here. We also defeated Zapdos at the Power Plant. Now we are here at Route 19, I believe it is, just south of Fuchsia City, ready to start making our way through all of the water routes that there are in this game. And we're going to face off against lots and lots and lots of swimmers. There are loads of swimmers along this path, and there's really nothing else that we can do except for just facing them all. So, we're going to see some shoulders and some tentacles to begin with. We should be more than high enough level to deal with most of these guys, to be fair. So, swimmer Reese is here, has a Goldeen. We do obviously want to be careful not to use up all of our thunders. There will certainly be more dangerous Pokemon than Horsey and Goldeen. Anything that's evolved, I think, would be far more worthy of being actually... Watch out for Tentacle, they sting so painfully. Yeah, so anything like that would be far more useful to us. One of the things I do actually want to do is I am going to buy some repels, because there's nothing more annoying than going down these routes and just being mobbed by Tentacle. So if we just buy some max repels, a whole bunch of them. We still don't have a lot of money because of our, well, I suppose we have, what, 136,000? Yeah. Still not that much. We're going to need to spend a lot of it just getting TMs from the Celadon Game Corner, because, again, I want to do that. I want to make sure that our movesets are as optimized as we can get before progressing, but yeah, it's going to be rather frustrating. So, Max Repel, and let's move on here. We obviously have a lot of money to actually sell as well, so that's something else we can always pay attention to. We'll give Wigglytuff some experience. Try and get everyone up to about... Probably be about 45 by the time we reach Blaine, I would have thought. Maybe a bit higher, because obviously we've got not only these routes, but also the Seafoam Islands, and then also the Celadon Mansion. So anyway, swimmer Tony here has a Horsey, so we will Secret Power. These guys are, what, 11 levels below us? So, yeah, really don't stand much of a chance. Like, I never sort of, like, went out with this team intending for it to be so overpowered, but it's just sort of ended up being that way, unfortunately. There's nothing really we've actually been able to do about it. So, another quick little battle there. I guess because we were using Game Corner Pokemon and stuff like that, then, you know, they came to us at a relatively high level as well, and also because we got Pokemon from the Safari Zone as well, that's what I meant. So, we can pretty much zip through all of these non-evolved Pokemon really easily. Secret Power is doing its job. I wonder what the secondary effect of Secret Power is when we're in the water. A Poliwhirl, so finally a slightly more menacing threat. I can beat even a marine Pokemon at swimming. So we've got a little double battle here with Leah and Luke. So, we will Mega Punch the Seaking, and we will Seismic Toss the Goldeen. Down they go. Nice and simple. We've got a group of 4 battles here. 5 Pokemon. We'll just zip through this as relatively fast. You know, there's no real point in hanging around with a load of these battles. A lot of them aren't. Most of these will not be at all difficult for us, being so much higher level. But they're obviously all good experience as we continue to... We should have made a punch there, but anyway. as we continue to get close to, yeah, closer and closer to the end of this game, actually. And the Elite Four, and then obviously I think there are Elite Four rematches in this in Fire Red, which is good. Something I did want to do in the previous game, but I actually never. Sorry, in Emerald and other games, you know, we haven't actually had the chance to really do that yet, which is cool. Last trainer in this group of 4, we'll finish her off with Wigglytuff, and then I think we'll swap for one of our other Pokemon. Again, obviously, none of our Pokemon are technically weak to water because we're all normal types, so that's always the benefit with this, is that I don't ever need to worry about the defensive side, really, and it's just the offense that I need to worry about, and who's actually going to put out the damage. So, no, you. So, swim at Darren. Has some Horsey that we can try attack. A Cedra. As we get the paralysis, obviously try attack has a chance to both either paralyze, freeze, or burn an opposing trainer. This Pokemon, as we trace Charme. So obviously Cloyster has tremendous defense, but terrible special defense. So Psychic is the better move to use there. As we get a Recycle, which gives you the chance to essentially use a berry again, or an item like berry juice, stuff like that. Not particularly useful to us. Useful in like Little Cup, I guess. You can use it like you can have a recycle citrus berry or recycle berry juice, stuff like that. But yeah, not particularly useful here. So, we'll take out the Cedra, the Horsey, and another Cedra. Let's see how much Psychic this do. Takes you out, you go. There's a huge cavern underneath this island, even though you're not on an island, but we do reach the Seafoam Islands. So yeah, the Seafoam Islands, we do actually need to go through these just to progress down these swimming routes, although technically we could obviously just fly back to, we could head back to Pallet Town and then surf south from there, and you can actually avoid needing to go into the Seafoam Islands completely. Anyway, Seafoam Islands, the reason we do want to go in here is obviously for Articuno. And some items as well. But it is another place where we will be almost inevitably using repels. Is Golduck the only... Are Golduck and Psyduck the only Pokemon that get Cloud 9? I never know. Anyway, so, you can see sort of Psyduck, Golduck, as we head further down, I think you meet like Shelder and Seal in particular, Pokemon that, you know, are part Ice type. Which sort of obviously is in relation to the Seafoam Islands being relatively, you know, these cold areas. I always find the easiest way to deal with like these rocks and stuff like that is to actually just follow them down the holes. Like if you ever wanted to, because then you never actually lose track of them. If you just follow them down the holes, then you end up here. So essentially, what there is that there's a current around this section, and you have to obviously block the current using the rocks that you send crashing down. I think... there's another item. We might also see... I don't think you see Jinx here, because I'm pretty sure Jinx is a trade-exclusive Pokemon for the Poliwhirl. That you do in, I think it's Celadon. No, sorry, in Cerulean, I think. You can trade Poliwhirl for a Jinx. Anyway, so, you get down there. One of the things we do want to do is actually grab that item, as we get a revive. And we can move this boulder down here. And there you go. So now, as you can see, we've now blocked that current off using these two boulders, and now we can actually, we're not going to be pushed. Oh no, sorry, that's not exactly where we want to be. No. That's not what we wanted to do, actually. There you go. So here's Wild Seal, and they have Rest, which is just annoying. Okay, so I think there is an item just here, indeed, a water stone, obviously not any use to us. I think actually if you want to get access to Articuno, all you need to do is solve this puzzle just here. So this puzzle here. So essentially what you need to do is you need to obviously put one boulder down each of the two holes here. So put them down there, we can now drop down. Now those are the two boulders that block off the current here. And now there you can see our lovely Articuno is just waiting for us to battle. So we will swap into Kangaskhan, because obviously Kangaskhan has Rock Slide. Rock Slide is quadruply effective. As we see our level 50 Articuno. And as I mentioned in the last episode, Articuno is my favourite of the legendary trio of birds. It is just a beautiful Pokemon, I think. And Ice is really one of my favourite types, just in general, I find. I really like Ice types, a lot of their designs, stuff like that. Wheel Break, it is neutral, and is obviously 100% accuracy. There we go. Kangaskhan wants to learn Dizzy Punch, but we won't. How much does that do? It's only base 70. And beside, we have more than enough normal types across the rest of our team that we don't really... normal type moves, I should say. Across the rest of our team that we really don't need another Pokemon needing a... it's far more useful to have Kangaskhan as a Pokemon to learn lots and lots of different types of moves rather than, you know, have another normal type move on our team. Even though it will actually hit, you know, certain Pokemon a lot harder. Because it obviously gets stabbed. So anyway... that is that. What we now need to do is get out of these the Seafoam Islands, which involves surfing across to here, and then climbing up these ladders. Making your exit, and there we go, that is no more Seafoam Islands. We will put Porygon back at the front, although I don't think you've got too much PP. You have 1 PP and then Thief. So we see a Tentacool, which we can Psychic, and a Horsey, which we will go out to Chansey for. And a Seal, which we can also... Seismic tosses a 2-hit KO. Lovely. Down goes you. So, Seafoam used to be a single island in the distant past. So back onto the surfing, and I think we are max repelled up. We'll start to see a few more like bird keepers and stuff like that. So we no longer have to just deal with just the swimmers. We do get actually some other Pokemon, thankfully. As we see another Pharaoh, actually meant to soft boiled. A little bit worried about how much we've been weakened there, so we'll go into our Kangaskhan. Chansey goes to level 43. We see a Pidgeotto. We'll stay in. No point in ignoring a type advantage. Well, not a type advantage, but a move advantage that we had there with Kangaskhan. Okay, so another swimmer whose boyfriend gave her big pearls. So we're going to see both Cloister and Shelder here, which I think is actually relatively low HP anyway, so Seismic Toss works out really nicely against these guys. Will my pearls grow bigger inside a Cloister? I don't know if that's one of the ideas about Cloister. I know obviously it's a Pokemon based off a whatchamacallit? An oyster, I guess. Or at least a bivalve shell. Anyway, you. I swam here from Cinnabar. It wasn't easy, says Picnicker Missy, who also has some... Toss. Looks to be a 2-hit KO. It's not quite, and we do fall to the flail. Which kind of is... well, it's kind of annoying, but there we go. We will obviously outspeed with Tauros. Chansey is going to want to evolve again, but we're not going to let Yo. Pokemon have taken over an abandoned mansion on Cinnabar. They call it the Pokemon Mansion now. So, we're going to reach Swimmer Melissa here, as we are actually in our Poliwag, which we shouldn't... sorry, our Porygon, which we shouldn't be. Let's go to Clefable. Thank you. So, Cinnabar is a volcanic island. I heard it rose out of the sea when a volcano erupted. So, we'll swap in our Clefable for any other trainers. There are no more trainers. So, I came to visit Cinnabar Gym, but the door is locked tight. There should be a key. It should be in the mansion. Do you have lots of friends linking up? Yep. Blah, blah, blah. Pokemon can still learn moves after evolving. So, what do you have to say, sorry? Gym leader's friend used to live there, they say. Okay. Scientists conduct experiments in that burned-out building, you know, the one they call the Pokemon Mansion, which is over here. And in here, I think there are some unique traits. So a Raichu for an Electrode, although you can, I'm pretty sure you can get both of those Pokemon quite easily. No, indeed, we saw both, well, we saw both Pikachu and Electrode at the power plant. So, Venonat for Tangela. I'm pretty sure there's a potential to get Tangela just north of here. If you go to the south of Pallet Town and you do a small surf, and then there's a patch of grass there, and I'm pretty sure there are loads of Tangela there. So again, not a particularly useful one. So, it's a move called Metronome. So Metronome is obviously chooses a move at random from the lists of moves that there are in the game. Can be good, can be bad. It's all down to luck. Not an ideal strategy, I would say. So, that guy is going to want some time. So we're going to get ourselves a Kabuto from the Dome Fossil, and then we can actually talk to him again and get the old Amber, which will obviously become an Aerodactyl. So there we go. Cool. Now you. I'm looking for the Pokemon Ponyta, one straight one for my Seal, whereas obviously we can actually see Seal just in the most, in the most recent area we've just been in, the Seafoam Islands. So again, sort of some rather uninteresting trades, as it turns out. But there we go. I did heal up, didn't I? Yeah. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do now. Cinnabar's Jim Blaine is quite the odd fellow. He's lived on the island since way before the lab was built. We've obviously got the Cinnabar Island, the mansion, just there. We've also got Route 21, which is just above, and obviously the door here is locked, so we can't actually enter the gym yet. What we're going to do to finish off this episode is we're going to head up Route 21, defeat all the trainers along here. Because these guys, again, shouldn't have particularly high level Pokemon. We should actually be able to have a relatively easy time of it through these guys. And then, I mean, we're probably going to be over leveled for Blaine, but there's nothing I can really do about that, unfortunately. Hell. So, this guy is another swimmer, obviously. If we can continue to land Thunders, that would be awesome. We'll make a kick anything that isn't fully evolved. I'm sunburnt to a crisp. So we got another swimmer here with a Starmie, which we can thunder. Got a fisherman with a Sea King as we grow to level 44 and a Goldeen. So we can continue to, yeah, I mean, we are zipping through this really, really easily. Loads of these Pokemon are just, you know, they're not standing a chance against us, really. As we see a Cloyster, which we can thunder. Could this please play? I'm very glad that we've actually, like, we're landing a lot of Thunders at the moment, which is really good. Although it does obviously mean that, the thing I always find with Thunder is that, you know, you'll land all the ones that don't really matter, but as soon as one actually matters, you will miss it. Like this one I could really do landing, and obviously we miss. Okay, so we got a double battle. We will swap to Tauros and Chansey. There we go. For the double battle with Sissambro, Lil and Ian, we will strength the Starmie, and we will Seismic Toss the Seadra. As we hit ourselves in confusion, unfortunately, but there we go. And again. So the Starmie is down, as we hit ourselves in confusion again. And again, that was not a lucky run there. I don't lose weight like this. I'm tired, can't we go home already? So, we'll stay with Tauros. We should hopefully, more than likely one-shot virtually everything here, so... Thrash is interesting, obviously you get locked into it, like you sort of, like Outrage, moves like that, so... Not too useful. So we'll take out those guys. That fisherman's Pokemon. We can take out this guy as well, who's got 6 Magikarp. I just want to stop it from bleeping at me, honestly. So we're going to see 4. I love how these Magikarp are all level 27. He could have evolved them, but he's chosen not to. Good on him. I seem to only catch Magikarp. No doubt about that. So this is the grass I was talking about. Here you can catch some Tangler, I believe. And now we're back in Pallet Town, able to talk to our mum. Get healed up there. I like how she doesn't act like, you know, we haven't been away for a long time, all of that. I wonder if we talk... How's your Pokedex coming along? The amount of progress you've made on your Pokedex is 117 Pokemon seen and 17 Pokemon owned. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm just trying to remember, I think you can only get the National Dex after we beat the Elite Four, but we might also need to catch some more Pokemon in order to actually allow that to be the case, because I think we need like a set number of Pokemon in order to do that. Anyway, so that is gonna be it for this episode. In the next episode, we are going to take on Cinnabar Mansion, and then we're going to take on Blaine, and after that, I think we get whisked off for some of the side quests that are obviously unique to Pokemon Fire Red that you don't actually see in the original games. In Red, Blue, or Yellow. We're going to get some interesting side missions that will occupy a little bit of our time before between here and then Viridian City, which is the final gym, and then obviously we'll have the climactic showdown at the Pokemon Elite Four. So if you have enjoyed this episode of my normal pure type of Pokemon Fire Red, again, it's just been largely taking out most of these trainers. Everyone's looking really good, up to level 45, close enough, and yeah, we should, I don't think Blaine's going to be too much of a problem, but we'll see about that. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this episode, I hope you'll join me on the next.